You know Regigigas, that toaster with legs? What do you think the competitive viability of this Pokemon could be in Scarlet and Violet's VGC meta? That is what we plan to uncover in today's competitive speculation video. Now, I always start with typing, and we have the most interesting typing in the game, known as normal. And we have so much to talk about. Well, it can't hit Ghost and doesn't like Rock and Steel types. Everything else is just, well, normal. Not having any Pokemon weak to this typing might make it seem like this is a really bad offensive typing, but the resist spread is actually one of the lowest for a monotype. So it is at the very least a relatively consistent typing offensively. And you know what? Defensively, it's not too bad either, because it only has one weakness to fighting and also is immune to Ghost. Everything else is just clumped in this giant brick of takes 1x from. The sheer lack of uniqueness of this typing is kind of what gives it its competitive viability. Just because, so what, you cover ghost types and fighting types and normal's gonna be good for just about any scenario, right? As long as you're not fighting like Tyranitar Metagross or something. But surely this giant legendary-like Pokemon has the greatest ability possible, right? I don't even have to describe how bad Slow Start is. I'll just let you read it. It's terrible. By the time that 5th turn is up, this thing could be knocked out by then. That's just a hard thing to work around, which is why oftentimes Gigas is paired with something that can change its ability. But hey, at least the stats are, really good, as in some of the best stats in the game. We have a very nice 160 base attack stat, which if you want to know what that can do, here's what max EVs in attack can do to an Abomasnow. That is with Snow up, which buffs Abomasnow's defense stat, and that also is a 252 HP Abomasnow. As you can see, that Body Slam's keeping up really well with that Energy Ball, and that's through all of Abomasnow's additional health buffs. But you're gonna need a lot of bulk if you want to survive a Fluttermane Specs Moonblast more than once. I figured I'd throw Specs Fluttermane in here just because Specs Fluttermane. But you know what? As long as you can get your Regigigas faster, any basic coverage move like Earthquake should be able to two-hit a Fluttermane pretty effectively. So I said all of that to say, this is a very good attack stat. And it's right up there with Palafin. Wow, that makes me sad. You know what's also right up there with Palafin? The speed stat. It's exactly the same. Why does Gigas just feel like bad Palafin? That's what I'm seeing right now. But with Slow Start active, your base speed's like equivalent to 50, so you're as fast as Ice Cube. The rest of the stats are pretty good. We have 110 on 3 stats. That's actually pretty good bulk. And any amount of investment or Assault Vest, and this thing is going to be hard to get through. And the special attack stat is equivalent to your physical attack when you are in Slow Start. If only this had good special attacks, though. It really doesn't. Now, we're going off of Gen 8's moveset. This thing's not officially in Gen 9 yet. We don't know if it'll be in there or not, but this is speculation. What do? We speculate things. Now for stab offense, we have Giga Impact. Yay. There is also Crush Grip, which I believe is unique to Regigigas. It's just not a very consistent move in comparison to, say, Body Slam, which has a 30% paralysis chance. This is probably the move you'd want to go for as your generic stab move for Regigigas. Although I guess Retaliate's really not too bad, because anyone that sees Regigigas on the field is probably just going to ignore it and blow up its teammates. So yeah, Retaliate might be good. There's your insane special offense right here in the form of Round. Although actually Hyper Beam is probably your actual special offense. There is also Strength, but Body Slam is objectively better. And no, I don't think Rock Climb is in Gen 9, so don't expect this at all. Neither is Terrain Pulse. Don't even think about it. Now, normal types tend to get a lot of coverage moves, and this one is no exception. Some of the highlight moves are Knockoff Body Press, Zen Headbutt, Heavy Slam, Hammer Arm, Elemental Punches, Rock Slide, Icy Wind, that's funny. Just what you need, a Speed Control Regigigas for your team. Better than Iron Bundle, it's bulkier. I completely glanced over Facade, but yeah, that's a good move too. Brick Break is good. Drain Punch kinda makes sense for Gigas, but setting it up for Drain Punch to actually be successful is going to be quite difficult. Look, more speed control in the form of Bulldoze. See, I told you, it's better than Iron Bundle. You just gotta believe harder and hope your opponent throws. Stomping Tantrum is another good option. There are some other special attacks, like Thunderbolt and Thunder. What is going on there? And Focus Blast, why would you ever do that? There's more ground type with Earthquake and Earth Power. That's fun. Zen Headbutt, Iron Head, Stone Edge, Heat Crash, Darkest Lariat. Don't expect that in Gen 9. I doubt it's gonna have that. And High Horsepower. I'm ignoring this one. Did I mention Stone Edge? I don't know if I did or not. There's Stone Edge in case I missed it. And status/supportive moves, we have one of the better ones, Wide Guard. The thing about Wide Guard in Scarlet and Violet is it got taken off a lot of Pokemon, so Wide Guard could actually give Regigigas a point. It also gets Thunder Wave and Safeguard. This could be quite an interesting support Pokemon, actually. Why would you use Torkoal or Murkrow to set Sun when you can use Regigigas for your weather team? And hey, it even has Rain Dance. Synergizes with those super strong Thunders, you know. If you wanted to negate the reduced speed during Slow Start, this can actually buff its speed with Rock Polish. And one of the more interesting options, it does get access to Psych Up, so if you're just sitting there buffing in front of a Regigigas with Psych Up, it's just gonna take those, and then you have to fight Regigigas with +3 attack and defense. I don't think that's gonna work out well for you. So we all know Regigigas is the funny, slow Regi that is really bad outside of very specific scenarios, just because Slow Start hurts this thing's potential a lot. Similar to how slacking is just not that common in Scarlet and Violet's meta, Gigas suffers the literal same issue. Its ability stinks, but its stats are great. And it takes too much effort to try and set one of these kind of Pokemon up to really justify using them. And while there is a Pokemon that sets up Regigigas extremely well, that is Weezing, that's not in this game right now. So unless that shows up in DLC with Regigigas, you're stuck having to do odd shenanigans with like skill swap and stuff to actually fix Regigigas. I forgot the ones that actually work on Slow Start, because not every ability adjustment thing works on Slow Start, if I'm not mistaken. So if I were to really place this anywhere, it kind of just sits around C tier maybe. The stats are great, but good luck getting any use out of them, because having to wait 5 turns or spend a turn fixing its ability just gives your opponent an opportunity to set up their sweeper, which Palafin's just way easier to set up and has the same offensive stat as Gigas, but has better offensive moves because water is a better offensive typing than normal, and it gets a priority move and counters Dondozo. But hey, you don't need a superhero dolphin when you can have a battle toaster. In all seriousness, this Pokemon really does have limited functionality competitively because it just takes too long to set up. Though there is a world where it could be a lot better if it got access to maybe Hyper Voice. A Throat Spray Hyper Voice Regigigas might actually be viable, just because Stab Hyper Voice is actually a pretty good option, and Regigigas is quite bulky, so although I really could see this getting Ice Spinner as well. I mean, if it gets Darkest Lariat, surely it can get Ice Spinner. That makes sense to me. Having to work around that ability without neutralizing gas present it's just too much to ask for Gigas to be, you know, good. But that won't stop some people from putting it into funny teams, similar to slacking, and getting some really fun sweeps with it. That is definitely something it can do if your opponent's not ready for it, but don't expect to see it top 1000 on ladder anytime soon, especially since it's not even in the game yet. We don't know if it's going to be in the game. This is speculation. This is all in good fun, so just leave it at that. But hey, if you want to see a particular Pokemon featured for competitive speculation, you know where the comment section is. And if you liked this video and want to see more content like it, or you just feel like more people deserve to watch such an outstanding video, it's not outstanding, then you can feed it to the YouTube algorithm with likes and comments and subscribeness and all that good stuff. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.